Let's see if I can get set up here. All right. Sorry, it's a little bit awkward. I'm gonna hold my camera. I don't really got something like a tripod right now to actually hold that up. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, you're gonna see my little place here. Sorry about that. Actually, you probably don't mind. Okay. Well, if so many people want to join in, you guys can go ahead and start commenting, asking questions about Pet Semetary and Child's Play. Looking forward to answering and talking to you about some of those. Any whoever joins, any specific character you're looking forward to in Pet Semetary? Like, I know it's a reboot, it's a remake, so obviously there's going to be some characters you're going to be wanting to see what they do with. So I think the one character I'm looking forward to the most is actually, well, obviously it's Judd. Obviously, I said in my trailer talk, it's going to be Judd. Obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing what John Lithgow brings to that performance. I know that people are getting tired of Jason Clarke because he's like in every film now, and he was in Winchester and all that stuff. I didn't love Winchester. I thought it was okay. I mean, the ending was just crap. I thought, the movie overall was just it's a meh throwaway haunting movie, which is shameful because they had a great cast, especially with Helen Mirren being the lead role. But Jason Clarke, I know, is very, very. I like him as an actor. I don't think he's overrated at all. Actually, I think what people are saying about him is, I guess I can understand where they're coming from when they say, he's in like every movie now, because that's kind of the truth. He's like in almost every freaking movie. At least in the past couple of years, at least he's been in like every single movie. But no, I'm looking forward to see what he does. I don't think the cast was like they didn't put like the biggest of star power in there, and I think that's going to benefit them. Obviously, there are big names in there like John Lithgow and Jason Clarke and all of them, but I don't think it's going to be. I feel like when they make these movies, I feel like it's more beneficial when they actually get some people that we don't really know too well and put them as the leads, because I think it just adds so much to the realistic tone that like something like It had. I felt It, with its cast, was like we didn't know who these people were, so it actually added so much to the atmosphere and the story, because I didn't know any of these people, and they felt like legit, genuinely real people. Like the only people I know was actually that one kid from Stranger Things. That's the only kid I knew in that entire movie. Now, with the sequel coming out, there's going to be a lot of bigger names in there. So, that's going to probably, it could fade away. I don't know if it will or not, but a great cast overall. I still appreciate the hell out of it for sure. But anyway, Pet Semetary, I feel like what they're going to get, I'm hoping what they're going to nail in this movie is, I think, the relationship between the sister and Zelda and the mother. Because in the original movie, I think what benefited that movie so much was the atmosphere itself, and the story between those two characters, I think, added so much freaking atmosphere. Because like the Pet Semetary to me was a movie that would show the deepest, darkest sides of human nature. There's going to be some spoilers. Obviously, I'm going to spoil some things. So if you've not seen the original Pet Semetary or don't want to even hear what the new movie might include, I would go ahead and leave. But like, if you're into talking about the spoilers and what you're looking forward to in this movie, I think what I'm very much looking forward to is the story and chemistry between Zelda and her sister. For sure, I feel that the movie, like between the sister and Zelda, I think when it showed what side of humanity it showed was that there's going to be a lot of stress in life. There's going to be a lot of those people who are going to throw a giant blanket over your shoulders, and I think what Zelda threw over her sister's shoulders was, and not just her sister was responsible. Obviously, like she couldn't help the fact that she had a problem. The parents that threw a blanket over her shoulders to watch her sister while she was going through such a horrible, horrible experience. And then when she was describing to her husband, that when finally Zelda choked and died, and she didn't know whether or not she was laughing or crying, it just showed that giant dark side of humanity that sometimes people have a hard time or adjusting to or coming out and admitting. So I think it added so much atmosphere because, as I said, it does show the sickest and cruelest sides of humanity, um, even in the best people. Because I know she didn't like, the character, the mother, didn't really actually mean to like think that way about her sister, but like that is such a giant relief of stress that just lifted off her shoulders when Zelda was dying, and it showed. It showed for sure. Um, I think I'm hoping that they tackle that story more in this movie. Not saying that in the original the story wasn't tackled that much. I just think like I hope to see more of Zelda and more of the chemistry between her and her sister, because I feel like there had been more there, because like I understand that her sister didn't like watching her sister because obviously she was suffering all the time, but um it for sure would be more beneficial, I think, to the movie itself if they showed a little bit more between the two when Zelda does kick the bucket. Because if you have not seen Pet Cemetery, eventually Zelda will kick the bucket, and there will be a moment in the movie where she will tell the story of that. And I think, they need to show a little more of them too, for sure. And the parents. I think the parents need to be shown a little bit more too, and what kind of sick, messed up, um, deranged family she had and childhood she had. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to in the new Pet Cemetery. And from what it looks like, Zelda looks a lot more creepy in this movie so far. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know though. That actress or the actor or actress who played Zelda in the original nailed that freaking. And that's saying it didn't scar me, but like it for sure it left a little mark on me, like because it was something that is a very hard thing to admit when you're taking care of someone like that. And as I said, it shows the darkest sides and sickest, cruelest sides of humanity, for sure. So when that happened, I felt it. I really did. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to Judd. In the trailer though, I think they showed a little bit too much with Judd. I think they showed him getting hurt in the trailer and how it's going to happen, and I just didn't. I just don't think they needed to show that. Now, what would be interesting for this movie is if they did that with Judd, but instead of him dying in the movie, which would be very interesting. Because this is a theory. Let me just I'm speculating at this point, but like they're changing obviously a lot of things with this movie. Like instead of Gage dying, it's the sister dying, and the sister's coming back and whatnot. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make giant plot point changes that would actually make it a far different movie than what the original movie was. So if they go down that route and Judd, let's say, maybe lives at the end of the movie and the father dies, that could be very interesting. If Judd was the actual hero of this movie instead of the father, I think that would be a very interesting little twist. And I know it's like, the purist of the book obviously might not like that, but, and I'm looking at the screen right now, my TV, because I'm looking at a lot of Pet Sematary stuff right now. But if they do go down that route, and it's possible they will, if they do, because they're obviously changing a lot from the book to the movie, and that's okay. Sometimes, sometimes I'll have a problem, sometimes I won't. But if they do go down this route, I don't think I'll have a big problem with it, because I didn't necessarily have a giant problem with the daughter being the one responsible. I think what just bothered me with the trailer so much is the fact that they just kind of threw the ball and showed way too much in this trailer. They needed to cut back a lot, and they didn't. And for the most part, I think that's going to hurt them a lot, especially like people who have a problem with the new Halloween movie. And they said they showed too much in the trailer, which I will correct them. They did show a lot in the trailer for sure. Because there's a lot of big scenes that were ruined because of that trailer, and I understand that because in the movie when I was watching it, there was a lot of scenes that I saw would have benefited if they didn't show in the trailer. So I can understand where they're coming from. So when I talk about Pet Cemetery, and I'm sure the movie's gonna be overall like so much they could have done to prevent something like that. In my opinion, like they didn't need to go down that route. They did not need to go down that route for sure. And sorry, it looked like I cut out for a second, and I didn't, but making sure. Let's just hope they don't go down that route. all the way because I think that's going to ruin. I think it's going to ruin a movie. In all my opinion, I think if they throw a good amount of twists in there, it might save them from the bandwagon that Halloween hit when people were saying that they were throwing too much into the trailer, and it does look like they're throwing a lot more than what Halloween doing in the trailer. So let's just hope that's not the case, and we're going to get a pretty solid movie for sure. One thing I liked about the trailer was the atmosphere. Obviously, I think the trailer did contain a lot of that atmosphere, that feel to where you're gritty and dirty. And when Zelda showed up and she was all contorted and stuff, her hands like doing that weird thing, that got me. That got me really well. I think the visual effects look freaking spot on. It looks like they're gonna have a lot of practical effects, which if you're a big practical effects fan like myself, you're gonna appreciate the fuck out of that. So that's cool. I like that. I love the poster, dude. The poster is going on my wall. I swear. If I find that poster, or I might order it, I'm gonna frame it on my wall. That's so sick. The It poster nailed it. The Pet Semetary poster nailed it. I think what they're doing is with the marketing, besides the trailer, is pretty damn spot on, and I appreciate everything that they're doing. So those are my those are my thoughts on the Pet Semetary trailer. If you want to jump in the comments below after the video, or if you jump in during the live stream, that's fine. Let me know what you thought of the Pet Semetary trailer. I know I'm not getting any views, but it's still fun to talk about this stuff, especially since I'm such a big Stephen King fan. Pennywise in the background back there. Next, we're going to talk about Child's Play. Now, the funny thing about this Child's Play trailer is that I feel that well, obviously they're going a different route with the movie. That's just obvious. They're not going to go down that voodoo kind of aspect. This is a Terminator-esque movie, and I think from what they're doing with what they're trying to accomplish is very, very decent. I liked it. Now, obviously, I'm not judging the movie too quickly because it is just a teaser trailer. I feel it's hard to say. I don't know what to think about the movie, honestly. There's a part of me that really wants to see it. I'm going to see it no matter what. It's a horror movie. It's Child's Play. I'm going to go see this movie. I like the looks of Chucky. I know a lot of people didn't like the looks of Chucky, but I actually really dug the looks of Chucky for sure. He's different, and that's fine. I'm really hoping they go down the personality. He has an evil. Like, he doesn't have to have a reason for what he's doing, in my opinion. Like, I don't think I need that. I think what I want to see out of Chucky is the just evil persona of Chucky, like his personality. I really would like to see. I want him to have a personality. I don't want to see him have just I don't want to see him be just a normal mindless robot who just goes around killing people. I want him to have a personality. I want him to have an evil side to him. I don't want him to be a plain robot. I think that would be just terrible. It would take away from the story itself. So let's just hope they go down a route where they give Chucky what we want to see Chucky as, because that's my worries right now. I think the movie overall looks really good, very interesting. I like that there's a corporation who are making a lot of products, who are making the dolls. And, if you're taking place this far into the future, and, kids are not going to be wanting good guy dolls. Obviously, they're dolls. They're plain dolls. No kid or boy especially is going to want that. I watched Cody Leach's trailer talk review, and, he actually nailed it. Like he talked about how what the scenes could be or progress to be in the movie, and I think from what he said, it was exactly spot on from how I would love to see how it plays out. How the mother, obviously gets the package, but she didn't think, but the son at first, was kind of bummed out by it, but then he realizes that the doll actually could do things that actually what a kid who actually figures out, oh wow, like an Xbox, oh, I could play Friday the 13th on Xbox, and then all of a sudden the Xbox is like the best next thing. So I think what he was saying was actually exactly how I want to see the movie play out. Now, obviously, it might not play out that way, but but that's how I would hopefully picture it playing out. So those are my thoughts on the Child's Play trailer. I'm really curious to actually see how it turns out for sure. I think because Andy, in the trailer is a lot older than what Andy was in the original film, which I think was like a 1987 movie. I'm probably really wrong about that, but like, yeah, I cannot wait to see. I can't wait. I really can't. But there's also a lot of things like I'm more curious. Like it could be a backfire movie. It could. Pet Sematary could be bad. This movie could be bad. It's just things we have to accept in the long run because movie is all, but movies all subjective. So hopefully they don't go down the routes I'm afraid they're going to go down. I hope these movies actually be because there's nothing more. There's nothing I love more than actually telling people like go out and see this movie. It's fantastic. Go out. I think it's going to be the next big horror film next to like It or Halloween because I loved Halloween 2018. I know a lot of people for sure did not like the movie and the risks it took, but I thought it was awesome. It's the only really Halloween sequel to me anymore. Like I can watch the first one and this one, and I'm be very freaking happy. So hopefully they're not going to go down the because the thing with Halloween was that the sequels got too convoluted, and I think they realized that with Child's Play too, that the sequels were surely getting convoluted, and they were throwing too much into the mix of what could have just been a simple movie being very powerful, and they kind of just threw too much too soon. Like the Cult of Chucky was a lot of people were okay with the twist and whatnot, the overuse of voodoo and all these Chuckies showing up and they're all the same person and then but a little bit different personas. And then at the end of it, he goes into a woman's body, which I have no problem with that really, but like I just feel like it could have been simple, could have been just fine. But he was throwing too much in there. He threw way too much in there. So yeah, those are my thoughts on both the trailers. I did like them both. I think I'm looking forward to Pet Sematary a little bit more because I don't know what route they're going to take for sure. But I do think I know how Child's Play is going to play out. But that's tough because the Child's Play trailer didn't really show that much. So I mean, I could be definitely wrong. I mean, with the next trailer, it might blow me away and make it far more interesting than what I think it's looking like. I liked it though. I did like it. I don't want people to think I didn't like the trailer because that's not the truth. I did like the trailer. So guys, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Which one are you looking forward to more, Child's Play or Pet Sematary? For me, it is Pet Sematary personally because I'm just a huge Stephen King buff. We live next to a church. That's what you're hearing in the background. Huge Stephen King buff. Love Pet Sematary. Love Stephen King stuff. So guys, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What trailer are you looking forward to more? Subscribe if you have not. If you want to check out more live streams, me and my friend are going to be definitely doing more live streams. But this is my first live stream because I wanted to get the kind of idea. And the only reason why my camera is right here right now is because the cord is so short and I'm holding it in my hand. That's the only reason why I'm doing this right now. So guys, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And I appreciate you watching. I will catch you all later. My next video should be up soon. Take care, guys. Yes, I want to end my live stream.